It is winter, which means that if you are not in LA with us, you might have bad weather. And if you're a campaign worker, one of these big campaigns in the early states, like in Iowa, like that can be dangerous. You're driving all over the place constantly, bad roads and all of that. It's bad news, and right now it's bad news for the Biden campaign because Ken Klippenstein, formerly of TYT, has a new report with some internal communications from the Biden campaign. So this is from back on December 30th. With Iowa then sheathed in snow, the Biden campaign instructed staffers that its inclement weather policy was being suspended, according to staff text messages that a staffer for the Biden campaign turned over to the nation. The policy had allowed them to avoid driving during potentially hazardous weather conditions, but at that busy time it was being called off. And here is the most damning message. It's from Kay Glad, Biden's regional organizing director for Iowa. It said, "Hey guys, all weather policies dissolved throughout the entire state because we have 5 weeks left until the election. If it feels like unsafe driving conditions, then talk to me separately. But quite frankly, I don't want to hear any complaints because you know how important this is and how much time we have left." She goes on to say, by showing an ability to be adaptable, flexible, and willing to presumably do what you've been hired to do, then that is the most basic threshold of demonstrating your ability of leading others. Every single day is an audition for post-Iowa. And that is Ken Klippenstein there. Thankfully, he's not driving on icy Iowa roads. I think that this should obviously be unacceptable.
Okay, I'm willing to be persuaded by this, but my first thought is that this cannot be an original or the
first time
particular to the Biden campaign.
Right.
I'm guessing, but I would assume many campaigns are like, hey, we got 5 weeks left, drive in the snow. I don't know, or hey, I don't care, work those extra hours. Things that you probably shouldn't do to your staff, but they do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I would normally see this and go, man, it'd be rough to work in these conditions. Like, there was those reports about Klobuchar, how she's angry at her staffers. Doesn't mean that she should no longer be a senator, just means, hey, maybe if you have an opportunity, you may not want to work for her because she might yell at you and you don't want to be in that position. So it's not that it's damning, it's just that more it's like uncomfortable to me. And I wouldn't put it so much as something where he would become this like crack the whip slave master type of person that's like hard on people
unnecessarily. None of these messages imply that he was involved in this decision.
That too. Now, there's one line that did stick out to me from Kay Glad, the regional organizing director. She goes, if it feels like unsafe, then you should talk to me. But quite frankly, I don't want to hear it. So which one is it? You should talk to me if it's really bad, but if you talk to me, I don't want to hear it. So don't talk to me.
Look, you're absolutely right. There's times when in whatever business you're in, it's crunch time and someone's gonna come through and say something like this, and you're right, it's inappropriate, especially when it's unsafe like this. My bigger question is, aren't we living in the time of technology? Like, isn't there a better way to do this than to have to get in cars and go knock on people's doors? And this whole system to me, but the whole system seems backwards to me. That these guys got to go to Iowa and they got to convince you, and then you're gonna go convince them, and you're gonna tell those people. I mean, it seems like, let's get online. I'm gonna be in my warm house. You can be in your warm house. Here's my pleading. Go ahead and vote. Let's do, I mean, especially when it's unsafe like this, because you're right. I mean, listen, people are, this is every point counts here. So you're gonna get people, I bet you're right. I bet you there's other campaigns that are saying it maybe not in a text or a message, maybe they're just doing it in a speech or something, going, guys, it's crunch time. We need everybody out there. If you need X, Y, and Z, let us know. Let's make this happen.
Look, it might be
in states like this in January. How about we stop starting in Iowa?
How about we start in California?
Where California and Hawaii next time.
40 million people. Let's start with us. We should make a difference with all this.
72 degrees today in Los Angeles. Come on.
I'm totally down for that. Alternatively, stronger unions for campaign workers and virtually every worker in America, I think would be good too.
Yes.
It might be possible that other campaigns are doing this. We have documentation for this one.
Right.
And thankfully, she was chastised and they've supposedly reversed this decision. That is a wise thing to do, especially considering that this is not just hypothetically dangerous, this is unsafe in a documented way. Apparently, there have already been 5 different car accidents among that campaign's Iowa staffers between Christmas and New Year's Day. So just for Biden, just in Iowa, they already had 5 accidents. Earlier in the cycle, a staffer for Elizabeth Warren died in a car accident. Back in 2016, a staffer for Ben Carson died in a car accident. It is dangerous because they have to do so much driving, which means there cannot be any room for, well, if you really want to show how dedicated you are, if you're auditioning for post-Iowa, you have to like swallow down your fear that you could die in a car accident and go out there and do it anyway. That's not
John,
acceptable.
Once again, Skype. Very easy, just Skype.
I've always wondered that.
Just sit there and do your thing, and people can tune in. You can do your Q&A. You don't make people drive around. And by the way, I just realized the reason we can't do it in LA is because there's so much traffic. No one would ever get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, I tried to convince some people to vote, but I never got there, man.
I was trying to get from the valley to the west side. It took me 7 hours. Couldn't make it.
No, man.
Oh, jeez.
Inclement traffic.
Well, anyway, good job, Ken Klippenstein. Get out there, give him hell. Don't miss your chance to win a trip to Los Angeles and have dinner with Cenk, Anna, and me. Just head to tyt.com/dinner in LA to register to win. Sign up for a free Aspiration Spend and Save account. Register your eligibility. Swipe your Aspiration card on daily purchases to gain entries to win a chance to fly to LA and have dinner with the TYT hosts. Not only are you entering to win that dinner in LA with Cenk and Anna and myself, but you're also able to deposit your hard-earned money without it going towards fossil fuel exploration or production. And as a friendly reminder, even if you already have an Aspiration account, you must still first register to be eligible for the sweepstakes.